Welcome to Drawfee, where we take dumb ideas
and make even dumber drawings.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Julia.
And today we got a special suggestion harvested from the chat. No, the comments. I'm vamping because I need to pull it up.
We got someone used suggestion stone on Drawfee, and we evolved into this episode.
Yep, we did. And that person's name that they called themselves on
Jacob is scrambling.
We can do it. We could try again
section
with you have it pulled up. You could just pull it up. We're not that far into the episode. We could just try again.
That person's name is
Oh my god.
Yeah?
Two goats in a trench coat.
Oh,
it was worth it.
They said, 12th day of prayer. Please draw new EEVEELUTION types. Please, I'm running out of hope. I've been stuck here for so long. It's getting dark.
Well, it's probably dark for the goat that's on the bottom of the trench coat.
that's
for sure.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless
that
they got
be.
like a little peephole in there. Eevee from Wally?
That was Eva. That one was Eva.
Oh, this intro's really good.
Eevee's a Pokemon.
Oh.
You know Eevee. It's one of the originals. And originally, it evolved into a Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon, depending on what stone you gave it.
Mm-hmm.
The
And
elemental dog.
It got more and more stones and more types. And we want to do some new types. And I thought it would be fun if instead of doing traditional types, we got a sort of random adjective generator.
Yeah, we don't need to be bound by what's real in Pokemon because we never are anyway. So
yeah, so we're gonna do some adjective EVs. And Nathan, your EEVEELUTION that I would like to see,
yes,
is the cynical EEVEELUTION. This is when Eevee gets the cynicism stone.
The cynicism. Well, again, sometimes the evolutions happen because of happiness or friendship levels, like with
right.
Espeon, Umbreon, and Sylveon. I'm sure someone already commented that when you said stones and didn't mention that
Traditionally,
aspect.
It was stones.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have that in the comments and then have an edit and go, oh, lol, they just said that.
Yeah, the people don't wait. They don't wait to see if we fix it as it goes on.
They got to get in with the corrections.
You got to get in with the corrections early, I think.
So we have like a food or a movie critic dog here.
A cynical Eevee.
This is the Eevee that went on Reddit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And went to our atheism.
So maybe
This is a Rotten Tomatoes Eevee.
maybe some droopier ears on this Eevee. I'm just gonna end up drawing a Neopet, aren't I?
You're already close.
This is already a Neopet, I think.
Karina's not here today, so we have to do some things to make up for her absence, like saying the word Neopets is
Yeah.
pretty crucial.
And Among Us.
Karina loves Among Us. We all know this. One of her favorite things. But yeah, this is an Eevee that maybe is not so. Maybe if your Eevee's happiness stat gets too low.
Oh, it evolves into this, and it's just like it's maybe still just a normal type.
You were too strict with this Eevee in raising it, so it became cynical.
Yeah, now it's like, what's the point?
What's the point? You know,
like,
you guys
yeah.
never let me explore this anyway. It's stupid. Everything you ever taught me was stupid.
It's like maybe I don't want to grow up and go into battles and beat the Elite Four and become a Pokemon League champion.
Maybe I want to sit on a giant leather chair, listening to some jazz and having some whiskey.
Maybe that's what I want to do.
Maybe that's what I want.
But you didn't ask me, did you, trainer?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you? Maybe I missed it.
Man, all the EEVEELUTIONs look so cool, though. It still needs to look kind of cool, I think.
So maybe he's like a famous food critic, you know, instead of the big... Eevee's got big fluffy collars.
Are food critics cynical?
Yeah, why do you think food critics are cynical?
They're like critical.
My knowledge of food critics is strictly from Ratatouille.
I guess in that sense, they are cynical.
I'm just thinking about Ratatouille.
So
He was pretty cynical.
if
Everyone
you
in the
give
movie.
this evolution some Ratatouille,
Yeah. Ratatouille.
it will evolve again into an Eevee that remembers the beauty of its childhood. There's a lot of depth.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a dog shape. It's sort of like a dog shape. Eevee.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Evolutions are always.
I'm learning.
Is Eevee a dog? This is something I've had to consider. Because
It's dog shaped. I don't
like
know
a
if it's a dog.
Pomeranian, right?
I had been planning to do an all-dog Pokemon team, and I just thought it'd be fun to have like a team of dogs only.
Uh-huh.
And I had to like come to grips with this. I was like, is Eevee a dog? Is Eevee's evolutions dogs? And I don't know the answer, and so I left them out.
But Eevee's a Pomeranian? I always thought Eevee was a Pomeranian.
But the ears are not indicative of a dog.
Mixed with some beagle.
But the ears go straight up.
Should I give this Eevee a fedora?
That's something you need to look in your heart.
Yeah, is it too on the nose, do you think?
I think maybe because Eevee has that sort of like fluff on its neck. Maybe that just becomes like a beard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. But then all the Ratatouille is going to get stuck in there.
Because maybe it's like the classical definition of cynicism. Like the cynics were a field, like a school of philosophy, right? Originally.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. And I'm not going to look it up. And I'm pretty sure it's true.
Like there were the cynics and the stoics and those like the party boys.
Yeah, the party boys, the party squad. They were like, what's the point, man? Let's just chill.
Maybe it's sort of like a old haggard, like they've seen too much.
This is like a Socrates dog.
Yeah. Please don't be like, Socrates wasn't a cynic. He actually...
I mean, I'm sure he wasn't. I don't
It's
know.
already in the comments. They're already putting an edit on there.
He actually disagreed with the cynics and their worldview.
Here we go. I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to find a cynic. Historical cynics.
Roger Ebert. Roger
Cynics.
Egbert.
Cynicism, the ancient Greek philosophy practiced by the cynics. Apparently, the historical cynics believed that as reasoning creatures, people can gain happiness by rigorous training and by living in a way which is natural for themselves, rejecting all conventional desires for wealth, power, and fame.
Well,
is that what this Eevee is doing?
Yeah, that's what this Eevee is doing, I think.
Wait, Nathan?
The
first philosopher to outline these themes was Antisthenes, who had been a pupil of Socrates.
Oh! Wow.
Close.
Wow.
It turns out I was wrong.
We
Wow.
were all wrong and we were all right, as we are in every episode of Drawfee.
I don't know if the Socrates pupil got along with him, you know?
How many teachers could there have been back then of philosophy, you know? When you want to learn philosophy, there's only one guy you can go to, whether you like him or not.
Yeah. You had to go to Socrates. He
You
was
had
the
to go
only
to
one.
Socrates, or else, how are you going to show your resume to other philosophers? You got to say, well, I went to the best. And
I
the
went
only
to
option.
Socrates. He's the only guy who thinks about stuff.
Yeah. So this Eevee, according to that definition, is one that's like living out naturally. And it's just like, I just don't understand technology, man. All these people out here with their own natural ways of life.
Well, we said at the beginning, like maybe they were like, I don't want to go to the Pokemon League. I don't want to win. So in that sense, this Eevee is rejecting power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rejecting wealth.
Yeah.
And trying to live in sort of a natural way in tune with itself.
And rejecting hoity-toity takes on Ratatouille.
Yeah, and is going to the restaurants and saying,
you got to make it as it was.
It's got to be soulful.
It's got to be soulful. It's got to be classic. Give me that au naturel Ratatouille.
Yeah, this image right here is this Eevee-lution thinking about what they're about to order at the restaurant.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And they're like, as a reasoning creature, what should I order from this falafel place? Which order is the most in tune with my natural way of being? Is
Hummus.
it the gyro?
Oh.
Is it a gyro?
The numble? The humble gyro.
The numble Nero. No, not Nero.
Just a disastrous talking day.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, people don't watch this to hear us talk.
No. No one's just having this on in the background while they do something else.
They're watching it for the art.
Is there a way? Because they always have like some cool sort of like stuff on top. Maybe
Ratatouille.
Maybe the fur sort of indicates a
chef's
like
hat.
like a brow ridge.
Under which is a rat that is secretly pulling the
I
strings.
can't believe you would do this to me. On this day, we're recording this episode.
It's not even a special day. It's just early April. I won't say when exactly, so no one knows how long it takes us to put an episode out.
Mm-hmm.
For all they know, we record it and then the next day it goes out.
No.
For all they know.
They know that's wrong.
Some of them don't. Some of them don't know that's wrong.
I gave it like a little like acorn hat.
You did.
Yeah, is that
the new kind of chef's hat?
I don't know. Ugh, God, I just want to do like a cool design thing. And you really threw me off with Cynic.
Nathan, it's a drawing challenge.
I'm cynical.
What, you want to just not be challenged when you're drawing?
No. I want drawing to be easy.
Should he be wearing some laurels? Like
Oh yeah, laurels.
like some
Okay.
old
Yeah, maybe some like
maybe the fur. Yeah,
the fur looks like laurels.
That's an idea.
That's an idea that is for once not bullying you in this episode that's coming from me.
It's going to be hard to fit a rat in there, but
Yeah. But
I'm sure
they'll
we'll
find a way.
Yeah. Oh, and that big brain.
Oh, big new.
Yeah, large brain. You could fit a rat in that brain
You
for
could fit
sure.
a rat in there. The internal rat is the drive to create that we all experience, our own personal ratatouille. I feel like when you're playing the game, if your Eevee evolves into this, it just immediately leaves your team
Yeah.
and goes off to do its own thing, and you've lost your Eevee.
It's not going to do battles.
No,
That's for sure.
that's definitely the case.
But sometimes it shows back up and like gives you its 2 cents on like what you're doing.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, I really didn't ask you. Soccer TV.
Like Sylveon's got like a full-on bow tie in its design.
Is that a Pokemon trainer?
Julia, it's an Eevee evolution. We're talking about the same thing all episode.
Everyone is talking about the Eevee evolutions. What about the Eevee revolution?
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's what this guy's about to
New
start talking
Eevee
about.
for a new century. Eevee revolution.
Oh, this could be like Pokemon the first movie when Mewtwo brainwashes all the Pokemon and they join his team on the island.
Uh-huh.
And then all the Pokemon have to fight each other, and then it plays the Brother My Brother song where it's like, why are we fighting each other? And then Ash dies, and then all the Pokemon cry and their tears bring him back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Except it's this Eevee leading an Eevee revolution,
Amongst liberating the other.
liberating the
This
captive
is this
Pokemon.
Is this a comrade Eevee?
It might be.
My
This
goodness.
This Pokemon believes in Pokemon rights, and we got to respect that.
I'm really glad that no one in the Pokemon world discovered that Pokemon tears could bring a human back from the dead, because we would just be making Pokemon cry left and right. Dribbling those tears over our dead loved ones.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that worked in the movie, and it's never been brought up again as far as I know.
It's probably because they it has to be pure heart tear, whatever.
Well, Ash is the chosen one.
Anakin?
Ashikin.
Ash is Anakin.
Ash is Anakin. He's going to become the villain eventually.
Is Professor Oak Obi-Wan?
Yeah. Okiwan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Okiwan Pokemon is his
Oh my
full
god,
name.
we found the connection.
Okiwan Pokemon.
Pokemon. Someone's gonna make that a
I'm
shirt.
going to be
huh?
thinking about this forever now.
It's just gonna be one of those things. Wherever I hear Pokemon, I'm gonna hear Okimon.
Okiwan.
Okiwan.
Okiwan Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's his full name, his birth name.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's looking at the Pokeball and he said no.
He also speaks English.
No, it's just he just says no.
Oh, he only says no.
Yeah.
We got to think of a name for it.
I mean, they all end in Eon.
Yeah.
So this is
Cineon?
Cineon.
That kind of makes it seem like it does sins.
Oh, maybe it does. You don't know.
I guess
You
if
gotta
it's
ask.
CYN.
Yeah.
Cynicism.
It also kind of sounds like Cinnabon.
Yeah, it does. It sounds tasty. Cineon.
I want to try something.
What are you gonna
Try something.
What if big eyebrows?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That seems right to me, actually.
Yes, absolutely. Wizened.
This is the thinking person's Pokemon
Yeah.
for a new generation. Eevee Revolution.
Yeah.
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon.
Good. Excellent. Good addition.
We'll give
I
it some
guess
stripes.
Its name is probably just No, according to what it says, but we refuse to call it that.
All right. I'm done.
Cineon lives, the first of our 3 incredible evolutions,
Hell yeah.
evolutions. And we all could learn a thing or two, I think,
Yeah.
from Cineon.
I mean, we could just stand to learn a thing or two in general.
Yeah, just in general, that would probably be helpful.
All right. It's time for Mr. Jacob.
It's me. It's my time. I'm going to get a word for my evolution. Confident.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is the confidence Eevee that we've heard so much about. This Eevee is feeling itself.
It's feeling itself.
I'm really feeling it.
All right. So we need a confident
Yeah.
dog.
A confident dog. So we definitely want like a confident pose.
Yeah.
Confident pose for a confident pup.
Looking. This is the most confident shape I could possibly.
That's a
This
pretty good shape.
It
Draw.
looks like a turtle's head coming out of a shell.
I was gonna say it looks
Oh,
like
this.
Yeah.
a steak,
Like this.
Oh.
like this.
Like this.
It looks like Sonic's foot.
Like this.
Everything looks like Sonic's foot to you, Julia. It is one of the most confident feet shapes, Sonic's foot.
Because if you doubted, can I step here? You wouldn't run so fast.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't make Sonic Sonic.
And
No.
we're gonna go with like an upward head tilt.
Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah. This
Looking
is a
this
pose.
way, yeah.
So confident.
So confident. Oh, how do you do it? Confion,
Confion.
which sounds like confit, which is a cooking.
Like
term
a duck
again.
confit.
Or Confei, which is a Pokemon.
Or confetti.
The immediate temptation is to do something like this, and I'm not.
Oh yeah.
See, what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What a
But
pose.
now I like it. Now I like it. Now that I've drawn it, I was gonna do it as a joke, but now I like it.
Yeah. See, I saw it as, when dogs lay out their back legs and then they just drag it with their front legs? That's what I was seeing.
No, I think I'm accidentally doing the pose that George Costanza does in Seinfeld when he gets the sexy photos taken.
Yeah. This is a real George Costanza Eevee.
I mean, I gotta
The
follow.
Despicable Man returns.
I
Follow
gotta
your
follow
heart.
where my heart is taking me, and this is like the point of art.
Yep.
I think this is art, what you're doing.
I mean, it is. This is like almost exactly that pose. I can't believe this.
Wow.
That this is what I was channeling.
So this Eevee's like a man.
Well, no, it's sort of a dog.
It's a dog
fox.
with man limbs.
Man feet.
You've sort of started a hand. Like, that's not a paw. That's a hand.
Yeah, I haven't fully decided where I want to go with that yet. But I think I'm just going to make it like a hand.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Wow.
I wouldn't be doing this if it didn't feel right to me.
You need to be confident in your drawing in order to draw a confident Eevee. Like, I
Yeah.
was very cynical of my drawing. And so that's sort of what guided me through.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You have to channel the emotion
Mm-hmm.
that your Eevee will embody.
So when does this drawing stop being George Costanza and starts being an Eevee?
Well, it's got that little dog nose. I don't
Yeah,
think
you
George
see the
Costanza
dog
had
nose.
a...
Okay.
This is... Yeah. This is really doing it for someone.
Yeah, me. Me right now. Maybe we'll go for like a slicked back ear look.
Okay.
But in dogs, doesn't that usually mean that they're nervous?
Well, no, these ears are pulled back
Mm-hmm.
into sort of a ear ponytail.
Oh. Yeah.
It's being like sort of swished around.
Okay,
here.
this is Primarina, but with human limbs.
This is not. This is Confivion. Confivion.
Confivion.
Yeah. This is Confivion. And anyone who thinks differently can frankly shut up forever.
Why does it have a second V?
Because it's Confivion is the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to think now because we're getting to the point where I need to start considering the like accoutrement.
Mm-hmm. And again, as we've established, because of Sylveon having a full-on bow tie in its outfit, like you can really do some clothes if you want, or maybe no clothes because of how confident.
I think I want like some sort of fur that is like clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Like a scarf. That little.
Oh, a scarf is a good idea, Julia.
Thank you.
Yeah, because then we can kind of we'll go with like the frill.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wearing one of those fuzzy hoods as well.
Sort of a frill
Oh,
like
yeah.
this that whip around. It's kind of like a scarfy bandana sort of thing. It's in the midst of doing like a big whip, a big cool whip.
Yeah.
And then underwear like fur.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like a different color.
I mean, that's up to me in the render, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's for later.
That's for later.
I mean, this is beautiful what you've done.
The confidence is clear. Oh, little like ankle furs.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Little ankle furs for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my son Ankle Fur.
Why?
Ankle fur. It's kind of like Christopher.
Ankle
Close
fur.
enough.
Ankle Fur, come here. What?
Wow.
No,
No.
I don't wanna.
I don't wanna. Why'd you name me Ankle Fur? Everyone at school makes fun of me.
Now I sound like this because you named me Ankle Fur.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to my room and play Fortnite.
Play Pokemon with my Kofivion. I want to be more like Kofivion. Jawline.
Yeah.
Gotta.
What else does this need? I want something on like the chest zone.
Does he need a tail?
Does it need a tail? Yeah, probably.
I mean, it doesn't need a tail.
They all have them though.
It's already sort of doing this humanoid transformation. Maybe the tail goes away.
Maybe this is the tail and it's like sort of draped around.
Oh, okay.
You just have to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a trust exercise. Maybe if I just add a little bit of like fur sort of detailing here, that'll really bring it all together.
Yeah.
Belly button? Maybe.
Maybe. You don't know.
Who's to say? There's definitely a place where it could be. Yeah, and I think we'll just do like some fur on the arms.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, sparkles.
Of course. Beautiful.
In the spotlight.
Yes.
Bang.
Bang.
Now this is a Broadway dog.
Now this is a dog you want to see.
This is a dog that watches Seinfeld.
Confivion.
And it's like, remember when George did this?
That was funny, right? But
It
when
was
I do
pretty
it's
funny.
not funny. It's really cool.
Now it's just cool.
Yeah. Everyone likes it now. This is my confident Eevee Confivion. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm
Good.
going to give it to Julia now.
Me. All right. It's my turn.
Let's find out what kind of evolution you're going to make.
All right. Let's see my adjective. Oh, an unsightly Eevee.
An unsightly one.
Unsightly, huh?
Unsightly. Okay.
This is going to be tough because I feel like if there's one thing most evolutions are, it's sightly.
I mean, certainly the one you drew.
That one's incredibly sightly.
What a sight.
Yeah.
Unsightly is like you don't want to look at it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's like unpleasant to view.
Right. Okay.
And Eevee's a pretty sort of aesthetic Pokemon in terms of most of its evolutions. So this will be a break from the norm.
Right. Okay.
Since they're all like cute fox dogs, it's kind of hard to...
They're like different degrees of cute and cool fox dogs.
Okay. That's like the general shape of an Eevee head.
Mm-hmm. But that's Eevee. That's not the...
Right. That's an unsightly Eevee.
No, this is just Eevee.
Right. Okay.
Do you think the other Pokemon get jealous of Eevee? Because it's like if you're a Charmander, you kind of have your path laid out for
Yeah,
you. Like
you know you're going to be a Charmeleon and a Charizard. You know, you might, you know, depending on what region you're in, you might go Gigantamax Charizard or Mega Charizard X or Y.
But you're still a Charizard.
You're gonna end up being a Charizard. Whereas as an Eevee, you still have that air of mystery about you. You don't really know where your path is going.
Julia.
I am drawing Bobby.
This is really good.
It's okay, Dad. I'm just gonna evolve at my own time.
This is what happens to an Eevee that doesn't evolve for too long. It starts to wear down into an unsightly Eevee.
Yeah, there's just a guy under there. I feel like this is pretty close to the confident one as well. It's like we're getting more and more humanoid with each evolution. I feel like the line between confident and unsightly is very thin.
I mean, you know what they say? It's like style is all about your confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go out wearing
he
whatever
still
you
has.
want.
Oh, is he wearing
Yeah.
He's wearing the ears because he's embarrassed of his human ears.
Is this an Eevee at all, or is this just a guy? Is this just some guy?
We're going to go on that journey together.
What are you talking about? Your Eevee evolved into me. I didn't steal it.
I'm Eevee, your Pokemon.
No one stole your Eevee while it was evolving and left me behind
Why would you even suggest that?
in its place. That's not what happened.
That's a crazy thing to bring up.
I mean, unsightly on. Bark, bark. I don't know. Sometimes they say their names. Sometimes they just make animal sounds. I can't keep track. I mean,
sometimes we do that.
We Pokemon.
We Pokemon.
Like
do
what
that.
I am.
Can I go in the Pokeball now? I don't want to be seen like this.
Yeah, actually don't put me in the Pokeball. I don't actually know how that will react to this new evolution that I am.
I'm like that Pikachu that doesn't want to go in the ball.
You know the one.
I'm like that one.
I'm like that one. I'm your, it's,
Mimi. I just remembered the name. It's Mimi. That one. That one?
Who's Mimi?
Mimikyu. I just thought it'd be funny to call Mimikyu Mimi.
Did you just remember what Mimikyu is?
Yeah, that's the sad one.
Yeah.
That wants to be Pikachu, but isn't a Pikachu.
I'm just like blown away that that's the one. Earlier you were like, what's Eevee?
I don't remember. Eevee's
And now you're
dumb.
like bringing out Mimikyu? It just doesn't add up.
Mimikyu feels like the one Pokemon design that Julia might have made.
I remember Mimikyu. I remember Snorunt. That's it.
The only two you need. Julia's team is 2 Pokemon big.
2 Pokemon wide.
And it's Mimikyu and Snorunt, and then the third one is this guy.
Yeah.
So can't stress enough, do not go looking for your Eevee, because that's me.
I am your Eevee.
Is it making its feet into like the tail?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is he's wearing little slippies. He's wearing little slippies. And they're gonna be fuzzy slippies.
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like we're veering into perverted Doug Funny.
No, don't say
Land.
that.
I think that's where we are. I think that's where we live now.
No. Okay. How do I
This is like a nasty Doug.
How do I save this nasty Doug? So
I mean, that's
he's-
not bad. That's just what it is.
How do I save this nasty Doug?
He needs clothing.
Does he?
I mean, he's a Pokemon, Nathan. He doesn't wear clothes.
I guess according to Cineon, he doesn't need any earthly possessions.
He's living that natural life.
This is a better cynical Eevee than the one I drew, I think.
No. I think you're being too cynical.
I think
yourself.
this works for confident. This works for cynical.
This is maybe the ultimate Eevee.
Yeah, this is all types.
Yeah, this is peak Pokemon performance. You might not like it, but it is. This is the one Pokemon you need on your team.
I'm the best Pokemon designer.
Could you imagine bringing this in to like the Pokemon design team?
No.
Being like, I got something here.
Yeah, I think I've cracked the Pokemon code.
They would
It's
try
this.
to be so respectful, but they would be so upset.
His arms,
We don't need to talk about the arms.
okay.
This is-
They're very straight, the arms.
Yeah, they'd be really short. If he stood up,
Yeah.
they would come like down to his like ribs.
Yeah. This is one of those things where I'm going to go to render this in a week or two or however long and just be upset with myself and what I do with my time on this platform that we're on.
Mm-hmm.
This wonderful show that we have that we fought for, and
But you'll be making so many people happy with this.
are we sure about that?
I mean, you've made me happy.
I think people are gonna enjoy adding this to your canon of beautiful creations.
Yeah, I mean, it's as much of a Pokemon as any Pokemon you've drawn.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So
What else does this guy need?
it makes more sense in the Pokemon world because it's, who's to say some Pokemon thieves haven't tried this to steal an Eevee?
I just made a pervert.
They're like, it's just a little kid. Maybe this will work.
They don't know.
They don't know. Why do these kids get to go around with all these powerful monsters? I want some for me.
But I refuse to catch one myself, even though
No.
I could just do that. I want to do this instead. This is easier than going out and catching one.
A true pervert or a very weird body pillow.
I don't want to consider that. Are you done?
Yeah, I think I'm done. This is what was my unseeable?
Unsightly. This is
Unsightly.
definitely seeable.
Yeah.
Everyone
don't
who
want
watches
to.
can attest to the fact that this is seeable.
Yeah, I don't want to see this Mon anymore.
We will make it unseeable by ending the episode now.
Yeah, thank you.
We've drawn 3 new beautiful EEVEELUTIONs: cynical, confident, and unsightly.
I like to think that originally I thought Cynical was saying no to the Pokeball, but I think maybe it's saying no to this.
Yeah, I think he looked forward in the episode and saw what was to come. And
He was
said,
trying
"No,
to warn us.
stop it here. Stop it now, and we can still salvage this." Thank you for watching our episode. If you want to see more stuff like this, then please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below as to what kind of episode you'd like to see us do. And you can also subscribe to us on Patreon. We got a link in the description. We got some cool rewards over there, and you'd be supporting us directly so we can keep making stuff like this. We're sorry.
So, sorry.
I'm gonna have to make a full YouTuber apology video for this one. I am
Yeah.
sorry.
The legs.